we're back at this wee Scottish burn. It's nearly the end of August and I can't believe how the time has flown by. And I've got some kit here today. I've brought 4 sluices. I don't know how I got it here. My back's killing me again. It's a long way with all that weight. And so while I get all these sluices sorted out, here's a little clip from last night when I came down here late on before the sun set, and I did find a few specks of gold. So watch that while I get all this sorted out.
So here we are with the 4 sluices, starting on the left with the Backpacker Sluice from DT Prospecting. It's a drop riffle sluice and I featured it in a video recently. The one next to it in black is the Bazooka Gold trap, which is a fluid bed sluice, and that's the one we're going to run first. I'm just quickly looking across to the right. Again in blue we've got the Eldorado sluice, and then just further to the back with a green riffle sluice mat is the Ruthless Mining one. They're all of a similar size and they'll all fit in your backpack. And today we're going to see how they all get on. But first of all we start off with the Bazooka Gold trap. Now the first thing you can see with this one, it clears the material really quickly. It's got grizzly bars fitting just lower down there, and strictly speaking you don't have to classify the material, you can feed straight onto it. And all of the gravel should go over the grizzly bars and fly over the end of the sluice, while the other heavier material should drop down inside where there's a chamber with a low pressure point, which is why it's called a fluid bed sluice. But look how quickly them gravels are processed. But the only disadvantage of this sluice is that it has a tendency to let the small gold dust particles fly over the edge with the lighter materials. But if you're looking for nuggets, it'll definitely catch them. And it always comes in handy to have a little pry bar just to clear the grizzly bars every now and then. And so up next we'll try the DT Prospecting Backpacker Sluice. Now this drop riffle sluice, I have used it before, and again what I like about it, it can process materials very quickly, which is really good for something that's light. It's easy to carry. If anything, it's a wee bit flexible. It could do with some extra support in the right places, but don't let that detract from the fact that it will do exactly what it's supposed to do. And once you've got it set up nice and level, get your gravels processed down to around 10mm or 12mm, and it'll do the job for you. And again there, that's a really nice angle. Look at that classic V shape there. It's just needing some slight adjustments here because it's a bit low on the left hand side, and that's quickly sorted out with a couple of rocks. The metal flare does its job. That's going to help separate the materials as it hits that black top mat first. That's where you get to see the first indicators, and all the riffles that are further down the line, once the water's at a good flow rate, they really do start to work. And I've been surprised at how much gold this can catch. Unlike the previous sluice, the Bazooka one, if there's gold present you can see it. With the fluid bed sluice, the Bazooka one, you can't see anything, and in my opinion that one needs a black top mat fixing down the chute feed, so if you do see anything fine it's going to be there to give you an idea of what's going on. So ideally with the Bazooka sluice you need to be using a pan and prospecting the area first to look for the signs of gold in the bottom of the pan. But we know there's gold here today. So third up now, we have the Eldorado sluice. This was actually the first sluice I ever bought, and it does have some drop riffle sections, and in between the riffles it has some gentle rebated sections, which are nicely profiled to catch any of the heavies and the fine gold as it makes its way down the sluice. There is no matting in here, it's a one-piece mould. And again, once it's set up, you can see the classic V shapes. You feed it in from the top. There is no metal flare, and it doesn't come with a slick plate, although I dare say you could make one, which I've tried to do on this one, but it's not fitted today. And like most sluices, once you trust them, once you understand how to set them up, you get the flow rate working okay. It's actually not a bad sluice. It's at the budget end. I think they're coming at around £50 or £60, which is about the going rate for a reasonably priced sluice. Pretty light, there's a little bit of flexibility in there, but that's not a problem again. And over the years using this sluice, I've caught quite a lot of gold, and it will catch the fine flower gold, and on a river like this, that could be an advantage. And so finally we come to the Ruthless Mining sluice. Now I've not seen this one available actually online anywhere for quite a while, but the one thing I like about this one is the top mat and the green riffle mat. And if you do watch my videos, you'll know that I've modified it so I can now do a clean up where the green mat is taken out and you can actually roll it up and clean it out properly in a bucket or into a pan. And with this aluminium body, it's very rigid, you can set it up really quickly, and looking at that flare there, it's working perfectly. You get a beautiful flow rate going right through it, and the top mat there is a key feature, because once the gold starts to settle on there, you know you're doing something right, and it very quickly just becomes illuminated with beautiful flowery gold pieces. Similar to the Eldorado though, in the way you feed it, it's not super quick, it's got like a progressive feed rate. You can't overfeed it, and when it's set up right, you'll know it's correct, because as you feed it at the top end, the material flows through, and there's a very fine line between it flowing right through continuously, or choking up at the feed point, or at the last few riffles. But over recent years, this has become my sluice of choice.
Right, let's get this bucket, let's have a catch up. Let's have a look at what we've just been doing for an hour or so. This bucket weighs a ton as well. So, I've got 4 sluices. So what I've done, I've ran each sluice with 2 full buckets of dirt from over there. So, I've now got 1 more bucket. I'm going to feed each sluice with a few scoops of dirt each time. So with this Bazooka Gold trap, there's no top mat. You actually get small grizzly bars on there. You can actually get the dirt like this from here, straight off a gravel bar, and you can send it down there, and the bigger rocks will roll over the grizzly bars. Built inside it, because there's a duct under here, sending water through an inner chute, it runs it into 2 pipes and creates a low pressure zone, and a little collection trap hidden inside. To be honest, I don't use it that much because I don't trust it, and it might not be good with fine gold. However, using it today on these gravels, it was shifting dirt really quickly. So going back to DT prospecting sluice, it's a lovely lightweight sluice, but I've got to say it's very flimsy, this one. I do think it maybe is a prototype one. It's got super deep riffles that will clear and process dirt very quickly. However, it's so flexible and it's actually very light. It wants to float on top of the water. So that is now precariously perched on top of a rock. It's working really well. but it can be tricky to set up. So let's get some scoops of dirt down these sluices. You can see them all now in action, all together. Let's get the bucket. Oh, that is really heavy. Let's get that one fed. The Eldorado. I must stress as well, I'm not here to mine, just got all the 4 sluices. I want to see how they compare. We're on similar ground now each time. I'm trying to be fair, but I may hit a good pocket of gold in the layers. But it's just a bit of fun at the end of the day. Let's work our way around here. There you go. There's the Bazooka Sluice. Just look at that. It processes dirt super quickly. It will be interesting to see how that one goes on today. Super classic V's here, I'm loving it. And again, the DC sluice, it does clear dirt. And these are really, really deep riffles in there. So the drop riffle sluice, fluid bed sluice. The Eldorados have got drop riffles in there. And then we've got a riffled mat section over there on the Ruthless Mining in green. Plonk it in there. You'd never go sluicing like this, walking everywhere. Mind you, it will keep you fit. So anyway, while I run these buckets, work some more gravels, here's a little clip this morning when it was time to wake up, back at the campsite. Well, we've run that bucket there. We're over there on the gravel bar, down to bedrock. We'll come and have a look. Now, where is it? Can you see something there just waiting to be picked up? Isn't that beautiful? So what I think we'll do, I think we'll take off the glove, see if we can pick it up. It's there. So first of all, that's a real piece of gold. It is a picker, but I mean, it's nothing epic. Well, we've got gold in the pan. God knows what's over there in them 4 sluices. Right, well I'm getting now down to the point where the bedrock's getting little V channels. I'm getting tired. I think I'll make this a one more bucket. I'm going to get a bite to eat as well. I'm feeling pretty peckish now. And then we'll have a look at a clean up on all them sluices. Right, it's time to get a bite to eat. I'm peckish. There's actually a bit of a nip on the air, to be honest. Where's the heat wave gone? So, what are we on today? Well, I'll tell you what we're on today. We're on my third favourite. And that'll be Edam cheese, sliced ham with little cherry tomatoes. Lovely. Now I've actually got my sandwiches in a really nice little plastic box today. So not all squashed like they usually are. Well, look at that, there's some weight in that. I'll tell you what, there's more weight there than golden lead I'll find today. But that's a nice butty. And we're going to have some cuppa soup, tomato soup. That's my first favourite, by the way, as well. So we'll get that mixed up in there and have a proper feast. Right, welcome back. These sluices now been running for quite a while. Should have cleaned themselves out quite a lot already. Let's see what's going on. There's the DT prospecting sluice. Now, there is a collection point there, and I did notice a speck of gold. It's covered up now, but it was in there. But that top mat doesn't seem to show up the specks of gold like you'd expect it to do. But that is looking really nice. Everything in there has now stopped exchanging. It's pretty much levelled itself out. As for the Bazooka sluice, I can't tell you anything about it until we do a clean up. Taking a look at the Eldorado, it looks like it's running really well to me, this. Now I could see a speck over there before, but I can't show it you at the moment. It's nice and level. These could be specks down here. This camera never does anything any justice. There'll be specks in there. It's running really well. There's a lovely sound of water as well running through there. And get over to this one, the Ruthless Mining one. I think straight away this is why I do use this sluice all the time, because these are specks, 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 specks. All them are glistening in a lovely golden colour. These look like lead. So this might take a while, so bear with me and we'll see what the results are. There's a speck of gold right in there, in the bottom of that riffle. It's hard to show you. And with this sluice, I always take the flare off just to make sure I get behind the black mat there, the top mat. There's always dirt underneath there, but that's now properly cleaned out. Let's have a look at the Bazooka sluice then. So looking at this, the water, we feed here, we have an underwater section there. At the end of there is 2 pipes, and it feeds into here, which is a gold trap. How to do a clean up on this then? There's not much in there. It's normally a very, very small clean up on them, and it might be too fine, the gold here, for this sluice. Nice pieces of hematite there. Well, I can see a speck of gold. And now there's only 2 left. Let's go and do the Eldorado clean-up. I'm thinking we've got specks of gold here, a couple in here, super small stuff, maybe there, here. And just a quick visible inspection. Little specks, there's a speck, that's 4, maybe 5, 6. Diddy ones there you won't see. Okay, that's me done. I've enjoyed myself today. 4 sluices. So what we'll do, we'll get back, clean the bits up, put it all together and give you a little look at what happened. I've left this place now looking the best I can. Time for me to get out of here. Until the next time, people, and thank you for watching. Well, there you go. That's the DT prospecting sluice. I can see a good visible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably about 15 visible pieces and 3 pieces of lead at the bottom. Well, there's the Bazooka sluice. We've got at least 6 visible specks, maybe 7. Bazooka sluice, look at that, it's really good at catching heavier particles like the hematite there. They look lovely, they do, and there's none of that yellow floury powdery stuff that we get caught up in the sluice here that makes panning really difficult. So there you go. And so there's the Eldorado sluice cleanup. Again, it's nothing epic, but there's a few more pieces in there than the Bazooka sluice. That's a nice visible piece there, right in the middle. So let's go and clean up the final sluice. And so the final clean up there, as you can see, there's quite a lot of speck count in there. 3 pieces of lead at the bottom, lead shot, and the yellow fine mustard stuff. Well, there's the gold from today's session. It's nothing epic, but I really enjoyed running 4 sluices and not forgetting that picker, which seems to be the best piece of the day that I found just by seeing it on the rocks. And if you're into your lead, We've also cleaned the river up. So, I've got 4 sluices. I've ran each sluice cut. Over here we've got the what is it? Bazooka Gold trap. Yeah. The sluice here is a fluid bed, the black one. It's a fluid bed sluice. There's no black Bazooka Gold trap. So with this Bazooka Gold trap, there's no top mat. You actually get small grizzly bars.
Hello and welcome to Sluiceville.